JJ, was there one thing above others that you saw as the reason for the loss?
I mean, obviously, they killed us with any ISO stuff. We talked this morning just about not giving up ISO threes. We gave 2 up in the first quarter and then tried to press up a little bit. And sometimes we did a decent job of containing the basketball, and they made some tough 2s. And there was a bunch of times we didn't contain the basketball well, and our, basic shell day one, just wasn't good. Low man wasn't there. If he was there, the weak side rotation wasn't there. We just couldn't get stops on that. But I think there's 2 points in the game where we played fine in the first half. Like, it was fine, and we're up 6 with 2:59 to go, and Clay comes out and hits 3 threes, and Dinwiddie gets a layup at the end, and then they start the second half on a run. We cut it to 5, and then they make 4 straight threes. I'm not sure what our rotations were. I'd never seen us try to execute what we were doing. I haven't watched the film yet. Watching it live and talking to the assistants who did watch it on film, we're not sure what was going on with the shift positioning and the rotations. Never seen it before.
That second stretch, I think it was Hardy that hits 3 from kind of the same spot. Is that what you're talking about? What should
and then they hit another one on the right side.
Yeah. What should the coverage be on those types of plays, like when Hardy looked like he was pretty open?
Well, so there's 2 things that you can do, and one is you stay with your own man. So they were trying to lift AD and have him be the high guy, and then they would cut him out of there. So you can obviously stay with your own, and then the next guy becomes the shift guy, or you can just zone up and you take cutters. We did neither. I've never seen that coverage before. So,
JJ, what did you make of Gabe in his return, and now kind of having closer to your projected rotation, just sort of different lineups and rotations out there?
Yeah, Gabe missed a couple shots, but he competed. I felt pretty good about the rotations. I don't think it was rotations, lineup rotations, I should say. It was rotations on the court, but lineup rotations were fine.
Pre-game, JJ, you kind of warned of nights like this when teams are really shorthanded and guys get life and they get confidence, and I think they had 3 different players double their season scoring averages, different stuff like that. Yeah. Do you think there was? I know you probably warned your team pre-game about this, but do you think they met the game with the right amount of competitiveness and energy?
In terms of the energy, it felt like we played a little tired tonight. I don't think it was a competitive level. I think it more, they were the tougher team and kind of dictated the game to us versus vice versa. And sometimes the sort of lack of shot making can kind of affect you and your spirit. I think we were 8 for 16 at the rim in the first half, and whatever we were from 3, 5 for 19, something bad. You're on the road and the other team's banging threes. It's can be a little deflating to the overall energy, I guess.
Do you think the missed layups in particular? Did you sense that in watching your guys, like kind of seeing like heads hang slower?
I think that's just natural. If you miss a layup, you get a little bit down in the moment. But I just think the overall effect of that, and then at times they stalled us out a little bit, but. We weren't good on either side of the ball tonight.
You mentioned in one of your first answers that just some of the rotations were things you hadn't seen before. Does that make it more or less concerning going forward that maybe it was just mistakes, a one-off, or?
No, I think they're regardless of who plays for them, they're a heavy ISO team, and you have to be able to stop them in ISO, just like a team that runs a ton of pick and rolls or a team that runs a ton of off-ball actions. You have to be able to stop them. So, yeah, I mean, we'll figure that part out of it on film and with the right cleanup.
There were a couple stretches where it at least looked to me like they were hunting AR offensively. As a coach, other than make a substitution, what are your options, whether it's AR or somebody else, to try to thwart that?
Yeah, I mean, we went to a fire, in the last 7-8 minutes, I think it was. So you can do that. You can make a sub for sure. I'd have to go back and look at each one, but there's a few that were he stayed in front. PJ Washington hits a wrong-legged runner over him. I mean, you're sort of willing to live with some of those shots. The blow-bys and the lack of low man and the lack of rotation, I think, is more concerning.
Thanks, Coach. I apologize if you were asked about this before the game, but the situation with your flight and your family having to be evacuated, is that, do you guys have any idea when you're going to get back and how?
I haven't been updated on anything. I haven't even looked at my phone yet, so sorry.